Hey everyone, Camille here from 88 Fitness Training, and joining today is the lovely Samantha Harris. James Houston has abandoned us. He's out west skiing, so hopefully he's having a really good time. But no, we thought it was a great opportunity today to bring Samantha in and let you guys get to know her. We recently sponsored her, and we'd love the opportunity for you guys to kind of learn a little more about her and understand why. So today's video will be a little different, be more podcasty style. So I guess let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Samantha, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what 2023 is going to look like for you? What shows are you going to do? What are you up to?
So right now we had a little kink in our plans. We were going to do the Baltimore Gladiator show, which was scheduled for the end of March, but that has seemed to be gotten canceled. We also have a couple other shows lined up. We're doing the Catonsville Conquer, which is an OCB show, and that's scheduled for, I think, the second weekend in May. And then there's a show actually in Havre de Grace, Maryland, that we're planning to do in the beginning of June. So we have 2, possibly 3. We're working on the 3rd one for the start of the season.
Yeah, we were pretty bummed out. Samantha was going to be 11 weeks out, and we were really excited about the Baltimore Gladiators, really good show put on by Rich Siegelman. But that's all right. We are resilient. We will bounce back.
We'll find another one.
If anything, she might get a few cheat meals. So that's always a good thing. So Samantha, how long have you been into weightlifting? And if not long, how did you get into it and kind of why?
So I guess it's been taken seriously probably the last 2 years, but I've been starting to lift past like 3-4 years. It started as a weight loss journey, and then slowly found a cohort of people on TikTok and Instagram that were doing bodybuilding and strength training. So I latched onto that, and I found Camille and James at 88 Fitness, and I've never looked back. So last year was my first year competing, and this is my 2nd season, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one thing a lot of people wonder, like, was there a defining moment that kind of clicked in your mind where it transitioned from like a general health and wellness hobby to, hey, I want to be competitive about it?
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I think for me, I'm a goal-oriented person. So if I got to my weight loss where I wanted to be with that, but then I started seeing like, I could grow muscle, and I need something to work towards. So if I don't have a very specific goal in mind, I find it very hard to stay motivated, to stay dedicated. So looking at bodybuilding, I think that was my natural next progression.
Yeah, I know when we first met Samantha, it was just apparent instantly how competitive she was, not against other people, just with herself, like kind of always striving to hit that next level. And that really resonated with us in our brand and kind of what we're all about. So we really love that. So over the last year, since you've been competing, has there been like some kind of memorable moment or something like that you can think of?
I would definitely say being able to place in my class. I came up 2nd overall, and the
Awesome.
girl that I was 2nd against was very deserving of 1st place. But competing in that show just really gave me more of a drive to do it again. It solidified my,
Yes.
my want to do that hobby over and over again. So.
Yeah, Samantha's talking about the Catonsville Conquer. If you guys aren't familiar with this OCB show, it is very competitive. We've been to a lot of other OCB shows, and there's nothing worse than showing up and you really don't have any competition to go up against. Winning's not winning unless you're really being challenged there. So that particular show was a really challenging one. So we were really proud of you on that, for sure. So what does your workout regimen look like? Everyone always wants to know that.
So it's ever what Camille tells me to do. But we strength train about 5 times a week, and then right now my cardio is sitting at 6 days a week. It fluctuates a little bit depending on if we're in prep or we're off season, but we stay with the 5 days lifting a week. Usually about like 1 or 2 body parts, depending on what Coach Camille has me on. But I listen to her.
She's been killing it for sure. What about the diet? So I know you probably get a lot of questions like, do you always eat healthy? Is it the same like off season versus in season? How do you go about that?
Before I started working with you guys, I feel like it was a lot more, I just kind of like guessed, and I was really good during the week, but then on the weekends we would go crazy. So I've learned that it's easier to transition from a prep to off season if you're eating the same things year round. You can just manipulate them, either eat more or eat less. For the most part, my boyfriend and I, we just bought a house, so we pretty much eat on the same couple meals every now and then, which I guess some people can find that boring, but we try to stay healthy. We splurge when we can. Obviously not in prep season or anything like that, but we do enjoy a nice pizza every now and then.
Yeah, I think Samantha touched on a thing that will probably resonate with a lot of people watching. You know, you're good all week, and then your diet kind of unravels itself on the weekend. And depending on how much you unraveled on the weekend, you kind of start to creep up in weight, and then you're getting further and further away from your goals. So
Especially with alcohol too. That was a big thing I've had to cut out, is as drinking on the weekends. It's okay to do it every once in a while, but not every, because then you're drinking your calories. And to me, I'd rather eat them.
Absolutely, I'm the same. I know one thing that was funny about Samantha when I met her, I always ask people, okay, we'll do a 3-day diet journal for me. Let me take a look at how you're eating. She is so meticulous. It had everything in there, like from any type of like supplement, vitamin.
Workout.
I was like, we're gonna get along great. This is perfect. So what about staying motivated? So some of these preps can be pretty grueling if you're doing it year after year. And I think a lot of people are probably going to struggle with this. They've started off strong with those New Year's resolutions, and then it's going to start to fade. So when things get hard or that initial kind of novelty wears off in the training, what do you do to keep going?
Motivation is going to come and go. I think that's the biggest thing that people with the New Year's resolutions and even with contest prep, like everybody's like, how do you always stay motivated? I'm not motivated to go to the gym at 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning and do, 45 minutes or an hour of cardio, but it's a discipline. It's knowing that you're working toward that goal of getting on stage, and if you're not leaving anything on the table. The only person you're cheating is yourself. So if I skip my cardio, I don't have to tell you, and you would never know other than maybe looking at me. But that's one less cardio session that's going to get me a better placement on the stage. So that's kind of my motivation. And off season, same way. Obviously, if you don't have a show plan necessarily during your off season, it's you're still going to compete at some point. So whatever you do now is going to affect you later.
Yeah, I think you touched on a good point. Like, one, knowing the why, having that goal sounds like it's what's going to kind of push you through those hard moments where you don't want to get out of bed and don't want to stay on that diet. And 2, the discipline thing, like getting your mind right to kind of be successful at your goal. So definitely. Well, that's great. So what are some of the reasons that you like being a part of Team 88?
I think you guys are very personable. You care about your clients. I always feel a need, whether it's a friendly conversation in the gym or a training question. You guys have always been there over the past almost year and a half, which I can't believe that it's going to long already, right? I just feel like you generally care. It's not I'm just not another like client that's paying you to do whatever. You guys are fully invested in me, and I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you, Samantha, for joining us and letting everyone get a chance to get to know you. You're going to be seeing a lot of her over the next 18, 20 weeks. Yes. So stay tuned for sure. And like we always say, this channel is for you guys. So if there's things you want to know, tips, ideas, just let us know, and we'll be happy to shoot some video content for you guys. But thanks for tuning in, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Camille, 88 Fitness Training. Bye.